In today's video, I will be showing you how to import data with named ranges here in Google Sheets. So if you want to import some data from one spreadsheet to another without it breaking or changing in any way, using named ranges would be the way to do it. So let's get started. I have my spreadsheet right here. I have my raw data sheet and my purchase order sheet. Now this is actually the same data. One is in not table format and the other is converted into a table. So we're going to start with this raw data right here. I'm going to open a new spreadsheet. Here we have it, and this is where I'm going to import some of that data. So let's start with our formula. We're going to be using the import range function. So start with your equal sign, type in import, select import range right here, and here is our syntax. So we need the spreadsheet URL and the range string. So our spreadsheet URL would be found in the address bar right at the top. So you can just go ahead and copy the URL. Once you've copied it, go back to your formula, put in your quotation marks, that's your double quotation marks, paste in your URL, closing quotation marks, comma. Then we will start with our range string. So going back, what I wanted to import would be the customer's names right here. So that would be this range right here, and that's going to be from B2 to B15. We have our name box, which will tell us the range that we have selected, which is basically this first cell right here, which is B column and row number 2 until B column, row number 15. And don't forget to include your sheet name because there are 2 sheets in this spreadsheet. So let's go back to that formula. Again, start with your quotation marks, type in raw data, exclamation point, B2 to B15. Closing quotations, closing parentheses. If we press enter, it will give us a reference error because we need to allow access for us to import that data. So go ahead and just click on allow. And here we have it. So we've successfully imported that data. Now what if we make some certain changes right here? Let's say we're going to move this data right here to this side. If we go back to our import range, you'll see that it has now disappeared because we have hard-coded that cell reference into this range right here. So B2 to B15 is now empty. Therefore, the imported data is also empty. If we undo that, our data has returned. So instead of hard-coding everything on our formula, what we're going to do would be to create a named range for this one right here. So whatever changes we make, that data will stay the same even if we have imported it into another spreadsheet. So let's go ahead and name that range. I've selected that range, right-click, go to our View More Cell Actions at the bottom, and select Define Named Range. If we click on it, we have our Named Range panel right here on the right side. Another way to open that would be to, again, select that range right there, go to data, and select named ranges right here. There you go. Same panel has opened on the right side. Now we can just go ahead and rename that range. Let's call it customer name. No spaces. If you do add a space, it will just give you an error, which will not allow you to name that with any spaces in between those characters. So once you're done, just click on this one. And there you have it. You've successfully named that range. Now let's go back to our import range formula on the other spreadsheet. Here we go. So I'm going to edit this as well. For the URL, we can actually create a shorter one. If we edit it from right here, we have the /d/. From that point, we're just going to delete it. There you go. And from our / and edit and so on, we're also going to delete it. If we delete that part on our data and press enter, it will still give us the same results. So we just shortened our URL, and now we're also going to change this part right here. Instead of all of that, this time we're just going to put in customer name, which is our named range. If we press enter, it will give us the same results. Now, the big difference with this one would be, even if we move this one right here to, let's say, that part, it will stay the same. If I undo that and let's say I added a column to the left, our data stays the same. And that's the advantage of using named ranges in importing our data from one spreadsheet to another, even if we make any changes. Now, you can also do this with your table references. So here on our second sheet, we have a table named the purchase order, and we have the same columns as our raw data right here. So I'm going to try and do the same thing with the same formula. This time, instead of our named ranges, we're going to use our table reference. So let's go ahead and do that. So let's start a whole new formula on this cell right here. I'm just going to copy everything. There we go. Paste it right there. And instead of the customer name, what I'm going to do would be put in the name of that table, which is purchase order, then opening brackets and customer name. Press enter, and it will give you the same results. And also, with our table reference, even if we do make any changes right here, insert a column to the right. If we check if it has changed, it has not. And there you have it. So going back to our named ranges, if you're going to be updating this range or adding more at the end, what you can do would be to change the range of that named range. So let's go back to data and select named ranges. We're going to edit the named range right here, edit, and remove the row number to make it an open-ended cell reference for that range. If we click on done, there we go. If I'm going to add a name right here, let's say Anthony Perez, press enter. If we check our imported data, Anthony Perez at the end. And there you have it. That's how you can import data with named ranges here in Google Sheets without breaking any of that imported data. Thank you for watching this quick tutorial. Make sure to subscribe for more helpful videos, and I will see you in the next one.